All right, welcome everybody to the Junkman's Adventures in another live stream. This is kind of just going to be an impromptu stream. Just wanted to do this on a Friday night, hang out a little bit, talk a little bit about some channel updates, kind of some recent YouTube stuff with this changes to the partner program, the YouTube partner program. If you haven't heard it, affecting small channels out there. And I just want to get started and saying I appreciate all my subscribers in here. Couldn't have done it without you. Little house cleaning here. I wanted to let you know that on Monday, January 22nd, it's going to be my 12-year anniversary on YouTube. And I got a big project that I've been working on for about 2 months, off and on. But something very different from what is normally on this channel. So it might be awful, like bad. I'm hoping for so bad it is good is the reaction I'm hoping to get. But anyway, on Monday you'll see that. So I just wanted to kind of prep some people for that. And just waiting around here, letting some people get in the chat here. Oh, we got a couple people in the chat here. Jamie Marshall. How am I doing? Doing well. Doing well. Anytime I'm streaming on YouTube and my internet connection is out here in the garage is up and working, that means I'm doing good. Doing this over wireless. Hopefully you're getting some good audio and a good stream quality here. So anyway, just wanted to get that out of the way. Big project that I'm working on. Finished it this week and got it uploaded, got it scheduled, and I have a lot of I had a lot of help with it from other YouTubers, other small creators, and that's I'm going to talk about a bunch of things here, but that's one of the things. I mean, that's the hot topic. Yeah, I see you in the chat there, Jamie. I'm seeing you there. Are you not getting any audio? Is that the deal? You keep messaging me there. So anyway, like I said, big project. Had some small YouTubers help me out with it, and that I suppose is a good segue into one of the topics I wanted to talk about here. Is the changes to the YouTube Partner Program, which, you know, if you're not following it, I don't follow it that much. Honestly, some of the events that probably prompted it, you know, I didn't even really know of these YouTubers until it happened. Like most of you subscribers probably didn't even know about it, but it made national news, which that's not good. That's not good for us YouTubers. I mean, the topic itself is not good, but just for YouTube in general and people like us. And anyway, YouTube obviously took a drastic measure and kind of raised the threshold to get into the partner program for monetizing your videos and such. No, it's not. It's not unbearably high, but what's a little disconcerting is they are taking it away from channels that don't meet the new threshold rather than grandfathering in and making. And as we go along here, I'm kind of in the middle on this, or on the fence. I might have a somewhat unpopular opinion on it, and maybe it might sound a little hypocritical. So, you know, bear with me here as we go through this. But the reason why I want to even bring it up is because there's a lot of small channels that are affected by this that are either friends of, you know, people I know in real life, or people I only know through the internet, you know, internet friends, other YouTuber friends, I should say, that I watch. And, you know, even though they probably weren't making a whole lot of money off of it, you know, they may have made at least a few $100s a year off of it, and that's better than nothing. And now that's just kind of yanked away from them. And well, I can see both sides of the issue, especially I can see it from YouTube's side as well. Even though I've always had a you know, a love-hate relationship with YouTube here, but Hey, Jack Boot. See you got made it in here. Thanks for watching. Um, I can see that could really take the wind out of your sails. Um, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, let's go through it. Uh, Unfortunately, it affects me and it doesn't affect me, and I'll explain that as we go along. Um, what they did was basically before this change, well, just prior to this change, we'll get to some YouTube history here a little bit, but prior to this, signed up for YouTube. You know, there were some just preliminary things, verify your channel and all that you are who you are, and all this stuff. And you could monetize or you could be eligible to monetize your stuff. I mean, upload a video, it gets views, ads run, and the impressions and RPMs kick in, and you earn whatever you earn depending on a lot of different factors. But anyway, basically anybody could do it. Well, YouTube obviously had some controversies over this and having some kind of spam channels and just not content that represents YouTube as a brand very, very good. And so obviously they needed to make a change. Well, they made a change, and well, I should take up. Before that, you needed just 10,000 views. Didn't matter to subscribers, just 10,000 views on your channel, across your whole channel, and then you can monetize. And for some people, if you're just going to post well, I shouldn't say a cat video because those can kind of go viral depending on that. But if you're just going to post a 30-second videos of you doing we're car people here doing a burnout, okay, that's probably not going to get you there very quick. So it's kind of kept those kind of channels out and just spam channels a little bit, but with view botting and things of that nature, and eventually, you're going to get there. They decided to raise that. They took away the view. Well, I think they took away the view part, and they changed it to watch time, that's what YouTube has been caring about for the last several years. The watch time, how much time you spend on this website, and they raised that to 4,000 hours in a 12-month period. And then they also put on, you need to have at least 1,000 subscribers. Now that's the tough one, because actually over the last almost 5 years, YouTube is weighing less and less on the whole subscriber count thing. I mean, as far as to serve videos and recommend videos and things, I mean, it's still kind of it's more of a vanity thing, social proof, I guess. You see somebody with 1 million subscribers and they make a video about whatever, I don't care what it is, a review video on a product or comedy or whatever. People are gonna take them more serious than someone with 500 subscribers that makes a similar type of video and doesn't get the reach. But anyway, aside from the point, 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscriber to get yourself back into the partner program. Now, I mentioned this affects me and it doesn't affect me. Well, it doesn't affect my main channel here. I'm about to crest 11,000 subscribers. I never thought I'd do that. And that's not a lot in these days. I mean, that's paltry, but hey, I never thought that. Anyway, and I have plenty of watch time. Actually, I have my stats up here. I'm going to put it up here. This is just a quick screenshot of my stats here, and obviously you can see the watch time there is, this is a 1-year period here, 12 months, is 10 years, 236 days worth of watch time in a year. So I'm, like I said, my main channel is in no danger of that, and obviously, unless 10,000 people unsubscribe from me, I'm always going to have the subscriber requirement. However, my second channel is that I started in 2007. Actually, I kind of just abandoned it. I started it because that was the thing you did. You started 2 channels, and that one I didn't even know what I was going to do with it, but I signed up anyway. It has 27 subscribers and a couple hundred views a month. Okay, so I didn't have it monetized before, even if I did, it wouldn't have been making anything at all. So, and this is where my opinion kind of gets a little unpopular, probably for a lot of people, is if you aren't even close to these new stats, I mean, you weren't making any money anyway, so you were doing it for free anyway, and for the fun of it, and in hopes that you would get there, and that doesn't change. People with the real drive, they're going to get there, and who make great content, they're going to get there. It's just, like I said, to have it and then get it pulled away, that's what people don't like, and I sympathize with that because I wouldn't want it either. So there's where I really sympathize with a small channel, and that's where I'll just say this right now: if you watch small channels, subscribe to them, watch them. Maybe even if they got a playlist of their videos or something, just put it on the background so it's running, and give them a little watch time. I mean, 4,000 hours, that's a lot. I mean, one person isn't going to give them that, but I mean, if enough of their fan base does that, it can help them get there. Anyways, but that all said, I want to go back to when I started on YouTube. When YouTube started and when I started, they were just getting started with a partner program. I'm not exactly sure when they exactly started, because I started my channel before Google bought him, and I don't think it was till after Google bought YouTube that they instituted the partner program. So even when I started, there wasn't this option, and then once Google rolled it out, obviously they do beta testing for this, and they roll it out it was invite only, and of course, I wasn't going to get invited right out of the bat at all. However, I did eventually get invited, but it wasn't for my whole channel. It was video by video, and a video had to meet some arbitrary stats. They didn't even publish what it is. All of a sudden, one day, a video you uploaded may get, you may get an email and it say, "Hey, would you like to monetize this video?" And I remember it. It was over Thanksgiving in 2008 when I got my first email on my first video, and that happened to be my pit bike review. It had gotten, I wouldn't even call it viral, but viral compared to all my other videos, as all of a sudden started getting, 100 views or a couple hundred views like a day on it, and then all of a sudden, bing, got an email on it, and you went through the process. Of course, you had to set up an AdSense account and all this, and then I started making some other things, and then bing, got another email. Bing, got another email. I mean, like I said, this would be months down the road. It wasn't just all at once. So, I mean, I'd had, maybe 50 or 60 videos on my channel, but I was only able to monetize a couple of them. Hey, guys in the chat, sorry, I wanted to talk about this subject just because I want to direct you to what's going on, because I know a lot of my viewers might not know about this kind of stuff, and I want you to support small creators. That's what we're doing here. But hey, Jack, and hey, Wild Gamer, doing well. I'm reading Jack Booth's comment here. Hey, to say this, thanks for your big hard project. I redid my 72 Kawasaki and got my 5-year-old into a mini bike in the yard. She loves to hit that with the hammer. Because of you, she loves to tinker. Well, I appreciate that. I love to hear that. That's why I do it on here. Like I said, I'm talking about the money part, sort of, and monetization, and how creators, stay motivated, get motivated. And yes, I do get paid to do this, sort of. But really it's comments like that is why I'm doing it. And that's why I started way back then. And, it was years, like I said, a couple years before I was even able to make a cent off of a video. And I was making these things for those comments there. And, but anyway, I want to get back to the topic at hand. So, anyway, that's how it was in the early days. Is it was invite only, and there were no stats. You didn't know what you needed. I mean, obviously, if you had at that time having 100,000 subscribers was like having a million nowadays, and not too many people had it. So, if you had a million subscribers, of course you were going to probably be monetized. But for someone like me who had a few hundred at that time, um, I I was like, I knew about the partner program, but I was like, well, nothing you can do. You can't apply. There was no way to apply. It was just YouTube's algorithm or somebody at YouTube, maybe even a human, decided, oh, bing, that video looks like we could make some money off of, YouTube says. So that's kind of how it was. So that's why the kind of where I kind of go sideways from all this kind of whining is I'm talking mainly the little small ones. The ones that it's hitting hard and the ones I really feel for are the guys that are, they have the views and the watch time is maybe just there, but they have like 600 subscribers or something. Their content isn't conducive to people subscribing, but it does get the views and things. But they're still not have enough video. They haven't found the right formula to get a video that or videos that people come back to watch and watch all the way through, to do it. So those are the ones that, it's that, and it's always that middle ground that these kind of policies hit, is kind of that middle ground, it's going to help with it's going to help with what it's aimed to do, and discourage some of these, spam posting type channels and whatnot, from even trying to get started, because the barrier for entry is now higher. But I mean, I think there's kind of ways around that too. But those small guys, if you were sub 500 subs and you're getting 300, like my second channel. If you're like my second channel, you weren't making any money anyways, so quit your bitching or whining. Oops, now I'm just demonetizing this stream because I cursed. I kid, but maybe that's enough. The demonetization's another thing entire. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to kind of get that out of the way in the beginning because I had those are kind of my thoughts on it. Is I kind of sort of agree with YouTube's position on this a little bit, just because that's how it was when I started. And it was even worse. It was even worse because you didn't even know what goal you had to hit other than make more content, but how much is enough? Back in those days, at least 4,000 hours, 1,000 subscribers. At least when you hit that you're getting there, or you're getting close, and that's a threshold where when you hit it, you're gonna bring in something throughout the year. Now, even then, at 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours, I haven't done the math on it, but that might be $100 a year. But that's enough motivation to keep going, I think, and I think that's how YouTube sees it. But in light of a lot of their other things they've done and not done as far as policing their top 1% in the preferred program, it's a little hypocritical. That's where I am possibly a little hypocritical, because it's really not gonna. I mean, they have changes to that where they more manually, kind of manually review that. Hey, Bama, okay, $95 a year. Is that kind of what you were making? Actually, I'm sorry, I don't know where you are on your channel stats. Are you kind of one of these affected? I kind of would like to know and like to hear your opinion on it now that you sort of heard how I feel about it. Write me a comment. I'll respond to it here, but or a chat post, I mean. But yeah, so that's my feeling on it. Like my second channel, I don't deserve to have it monetized because I don't work very hard at it. You know, I haven't put the effort into that channel. I'm I you know, I put it here on the main channel. That's the one that took off. And okay, yeah, you were affected on your old channel, so your current channel is not affected. Is that what I'm hearing? I guess where you did your reviews. Okay, maybe I haven't seen any of those. You know what? Put a comment. You know, when this archives, put a comment to that to your channel. And you know, hey guys, you know, some of you people are watching, and even if you're watching this archive, put your channel link down there. And you know, maybe you'll get some views or something. I don't care. I'll approve the comment, I guess. Um, maybe I shouldn't do that because that sounds a lot like sub for sub, and I don't want to be doing that. I guess I'm not doing that because I'm not asking. So and oh, hey Jack, you're gonna leave the stream? Okay, yeah. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Look forward to retro game night and Oregon Trails hunting. Gonna be playing on Apple II, or are we gonna do it on a DOS machine? Well, anyway, see ya. So yeah, that's my kind of opinions on it. I know YouTube's got an image problem a little bit, and this is the way they're going to kind of try to help it. I hope, like I said, I love hate, but I do think it's a step in the right direction because I don't believe everybody should just. I mean, Google's a private company, YouTube's a private thing. I don't believe that everybody should just be able to do it out of the gate. You should have to prove yourself a little bit. I mean, I did, and that's and all these real top YouTubers that started their channels back in 07, 08, and all that. They had to do it too. Because I can't remember. It wasn't into the till the 2010s maybe that they just let anybody do it. So, you know, my feelings on it. That's maybe not the most popular opinion on the deal, but like I said, I'm doing okay here. Got my website. You know, has okay, Dave. I'm just going to call you Dave. You got a bunch of numbers before and after. Has monetization ruined YouTube in general? That's a hard one to answer. From my perspective, I could say yes and no. On the yes part, it does because it, like I'm saying, with some of these like really low effort channels and people, you know, it kind of feeds into that entitlement mentality that is so rampant these days. You know, I should just, you know, because I made something, I should get something for it. Well, you know, no, you shouldn't. Not necessarily. You know. Not necessarily. I mean, there's exceptions to that, but it's like, you know, you make low effort content, you deserve low effort output. You know, kind of, you know, you get out what you put in. So you don't put much in, you're not going to get anything out. So there's where it's ruined it is some of the entitlement mentality. But like I said, I kind of reserve that opinion for, say, sub 500s that are just crappy cell phone videos and vertical video and you know, low effort content, I should say. But you know, but I revise that statement for people who at least have a webcam and record it, do a bit of editing, try to have a narrative, or try to add value, a reason to watch the video. You know, or try to make something that people want to watch, provide some sort of value, no matter what it is. I mean, my thing is kind of how to here, but I'm all over the place myself. But I try to put out quality, you know, as quality as I can. Like I said, this big project, this video that I've been working on Monday, I've put a lot of effort in. Like I said, it's not gonna do very well because it's not what my viewers come for. But it's something I've been wanting to do. It's a type of project I've wanted to do since I was in my teens, and this is the finally finally I was able to do it. So anyway, I mean, so stuff like that, you know, even if it's horribly bad, but you can tell that there was effort and passion put behind it, you know, you deserve something for that. And those are the ones that are in that middle ground right now. But you know what? Those kind of people are going to keep going, and they'll hit that 1,000 subs. They'll hit that 4,000 hours in a year or 12 months, and then and then you know, champagne comes from the heavens, kind of thing. So as far as when I say no, it hasn't ruined YouTube for that same reason. It gives incentive to do better, and to keep posting to this website and make content semi-regularly for people who are asking for it or want it or searching and seeking it out. That's where I started with my how-tos, specifically my carburetor video. I can that idle mixture video. I mean, I made some other videos before that, but that one I made because it seemed like that was in forums and things that people were always asking about something, and somebody had this big, long, too long War and Peace novel, um, War and Peace novel how to, and you couldn't read it. It didn't make any sense sometimes. And I was like, you know what? I have a YouTube channel. I got a camera. I know how to edit a little bit. I'm going to show you how to do this. And that's where that one came out of, and that is I have to check. It may have gotten surpassed by another video right now, but for the longest time, and maybe still currently, it is my highest viewed, longest watch timed video. It's one point, somebody will check this, but right now I think it's like 1.3 million views. It has a retention rate in like 70%. That's pretty damn good, and all that. So, I mean, if you're dedicated to this, just keep going. You'll get there. But to people watching the archive now, go support these small channels that you found that don't meet the requirements now, especially that 1,000 subs you don't see. Give them a sub. Watch their videos. Like I say, put them in a playlist and have them run. I see I have one of my YouTube friends here popped in. I was hoping he'd hop in here. Furworks YT, affected by this. So sub him, watch his stuff. He has a hilarious, I mean, he's got a couple of funny videos. Funny and educational, which I cannot do. But his floppy-headed ratchet video provides value. Like you can learn something from it, but it's also freaking hilarious, especially that intro. So anybody watching this archive that made it this far, I'm going to put his channel down in there and say subscribe to this guy, because he's coming up. He had his monetization yanked. I know that just blows the wind out of your sails, and he's the type of YouTuber I'm talking about. That low sub count, but you can tell he's striving for that high quality content out there and that valuable content. And he has a couple videos that do very well, but it's not enough to get him over this hump. So so like I said, he's in the chat right now. I know in archived you can't see any of this, but do it. Go sub him. There's a couple more. As I think about him, I'll put them in the description after the fact. But I want to read his comment here. I think if they just not retroactively remove partner status from people, it would be all good. New channels meet new requirements. Old channels met requirements. They got partner. You know, you might have not heard my first opinion. I generally agree with that statement. The problem is some of those that already met it are some of the channels that they needed to purge. Not you, but those I don't even know what to call them. They were like kids programming, but it was like you know, Disney-esque kind of cartoon stuff, but it had either vulgar language or sexual innuendo, just not good stuff to kind of get around some of this stuff. So I half agree with what you're talking about there, but if you heard my first part, when I started, there was no partner program, and then when there was some. It was invite only, video by video. It wasn't just like your whole channel, and there was some arbitrary stat that you had to meet that nobody knew. All of a sudden, you just get an email and asking, saying, "Hey, this video looks good. We want to monetize it," and that's it. So I only started out with one out of like 50 videos being able to be monetized. So, um, anyways, that's where I'm there. I went over that once before. Dave says, I see Google changing YouTube into a pay-to-play TV format. Well, Google TV actually. Maybe. I hesitate to see the future. I mean, yes, they have YouTube TV, which is kind of like a skinny cable package. I think it's pretty much kind of worth it because I believe you get YouTube Red on that, or you get access to YouTube Red content, which I hope they develop that some more. I think there's room for a lot of good content on there if they just get some people on board. I mean, right now they have these top, that get to the teen market, but I think there's automotive stuff, there's gaming stuff, there's how-to stuff that I think could get on it. Vsauce, his minefield, watch that. Excellent, sciencey stuff. Good. They just need to develop it a little more. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that just yet. I haven't really thought about it that much, but you bring up a good thing. And Furworks here is responding to something I said about a minute ago or something about, because he makes funny and how-to, which I cannot do. I guess I never tried, but I don't think, I mean, off the cuff, I can be pretty funny, I think people say, or they tell me I can be. But on a video where it's semi-scripted out or I'm going off the top of my head, I don't know how to do it. He says, my trick is to shoot the funny first and surprise myself when something useful comes out of it. Maybe that's what I need to try to do. See, here you go, folks. Like I said, I'm pimping this guy's channel, but I'm pimping it because, I watch people like this. I watch and try to learn something, and this is something that's like, here I am. I mean, I'm a nobody, and I'm technically a small channel with what I am, but here I can learn from a channel that is, like I said, however big you are, 200 and something, 300 and something subs and whatever. But I mean, you found something that catches my eye and I could learn from. So that's the thing. It's kind of sucks. Oh, 640. Okay, well, you'll get there. You'll definitely get there. Keep at it. Another channel he's not in tonight is Wood and Metal Shop. He's in my streams once in a while. I watch his, and I'm in his when I can be too. We share some ideas and things. I don't know that he's gotten affected by it, but if he has, he's steadily climbing. He'll get there. He'll get back there, I should say. But still, that's a small channel you should be supporting too, because he's got a lot of good how-to metalworking and such. So, and there's hundreds other that I watch that are like this, and of course I watch some of the big ones, not the real drama channels, not the pop culture ones. Like, for example, we're talking about potentially the whole Logan Paul situation, but PewDiePie, that kind of thing, his shenanigans last year and all that. But I don't watch those guys. I watch stuff like content I make, sort of. I do get into some retro game stuff and whatnot here and there, and like Tech Moan and such like that, which is like vintage stereo equipment type things. But that's where we're at there. And Furworks is telling me he's over 1,000 subs, and he probably has the watch time. Yeah, like I said, he probably isn't affected, but if he is, it's just the watch time that maybe he needs to bump. But Dave says, I find myself looking for small channels, and I've been very happy with what's Fireworks. Jeez. Furworks channel. Well, he's in the chat there. Just click on his name and go sub him. It's Furworks YT. Just Google it and go find it. He like I said, it's got some funny content. and he's just doing it as a hobby like me. I've just been doing it long enough that I'm a little farther ahead. 12 years, like I said, comes up on Monday. Big project drops then. I appreciate whoever watches this. Go over and watch it. Leave a comment, leave a like, leave a dislike. It might be. I joked to Furworks about it. It might be my room, and that is, yes, a Tommy Wiseau reference there. Um, but I'm hoping, in light of the room, that it's a kind of it's so bad it's good kind of quality. Regardless, it's going to get maybe 100 views, maybe 200. My goal is to get 100 views on it. I'll be pleasantly surprised, but it doesn't even matter. I made the video for me, and to challenge myself with some things that I've never tried to do, because I wrote a script. I wrote a shooting script loosely. I mean, I didn't follow proper formats like I was going to submit it to a studio. Not that I would, but I mean, I planned it all out. I had a little bit of costuming, like I said, scripted everything. Had to shoot a lot of green screen work, a lot of VFX or video effects, mostly around the green screen stuff, but other things. I had some help from some YouTubers that are actually overseas that I watch their stuff. They watch mine. So they're going to get credited in there, and they helped immensely with a few little things that I was having troubles with, and a little bit of content that I didn't know how to create, or I had it in my mind, but I didn't have either mostly I didn't have the programs to create it. So and let's see, that's a hard one. It's eclectic, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, Furworks is saying he hasn't done anything in the garage because it's cold out there. Yeah, I actually do have a radiant heater that's right over me, and it's not presently very cold where I am. Normally it would be. We're having unseasonably warm weather, while the rest of the country is in the deep freeze, apparently. We have had some of those sub-zeros here and there, but not like most of the other parts of the country. But I sort of have a climate-controlled garage out here, so that's why I can do this in when it's cold. And not a lot of people have climate-controlled, and obviously, so yeah, you're not going to go out there and be all bundled up and try to film a video. That's not very. Fun fact, actually, thinking about the cold, is if you watch through some of my Barn Fresh series, and I can't even tell you which ones, so go find some Easter eggs. There's occasionally, and you'd have to really look for it and catch it, but you can see a little bit of fog from my breath because it was just so cold, and even with my heat, it was just keeping it comfortable enough. And I don't even know if I had long sleeves on because I wanted it to appear like there was continuity, because I shot some of it in a warmer time of year, and others when it was dead of winter. So, but you can see a little bit of my breath there. So kind of funny there. And oh yeah, my moderator and my wife's in here right now. So say hello to her. Actually, she has a very small part in this big project that drops on Monday, January 22nd. If you're watching this after the fact, I'll try to remember, link it in the description. But she has a small part in it, and mostly catering. Yeah, she's a very good cook. Actually, over my second channel, I have some of her contributions to content creation on the internet. Yeah, costume design. She was a little bit. She was a creative consultant, I would say, because, like I said, I wrote it, but she provided a lot of tweaks to some of what I was doing. Like I said, it's intended to be a comedy, but I took it very seriously. So I mean, I hope the sincerity shows through, even if the overall quality is low. you're looking at a one-man show here, writer, director, creator, um, editor, lighting, production design, um, just yeah, everything. So uh, and actually, yeah, I won't move my camera, but I still actually have my green screen hanging up here, from which I made a video about it. Well, actually I've been playing with here some just parts that I have laying here, but to that I made a rack to hang my lights and my green screen from, for other videos I plan to make out here. And that's a good segue into, because that's what I wanted to talk to here. You may see in the background here, right back there somewhere, so there's the little telephone truck. I made a whole video on that. You see it's done there. I have a bunch of those other toys that, if you've been following me along, that I'm going to restore. And I don't know which one I'm going to do next, but I have an idea. I'm amassing the parts for it. Those are coming. Those, I can't tell you exactly when, but I'm going to start on those. There's also there's another carburetor or two video that I want to make, or video about the carburetor, because my carburetor jetting video is really climbing. It might be getting close to, well, I know it's well over 100,000 views. It might be getting close to 200,000 or more. And but there's things I actually purposely left out because I wanted to condense it into just what it is about. But there's some questions, follow-up questions about it, about some other systems that I didn't cover really, and I have some ideas on how to present that, and maybe it's all about helping people help themselves. So I got those. Those are going to take some time because I need to build some rigs to demonstrate some stuff. You know, almost kind of like science channels do. That in a way, it has a lot to do with it, because I did build that kind of makeshift carburetor that demonstrated the Venturi effect that you can, actually technically I think it's the Bernoulli principle that creates the Venturi effect. But anyway, made it so you could kind of have an understanding, and I think that's helped people. And well, the one part that I left out, like I said, purposely, because it would just clear up the video a little bit, I want to make that one. I've been intending to make it for months. It's just getting in the mood to make it. That's another thing. Creativity, and you know, it ain't all about the money. You got to be creative. I just don't want to put a half. I mean, I know I've made my share of low effort, but I say most of it I work hard on. And something like this, where I know it's going to be a searchable topic, I don't want to skimp on it, and I want to do it to the best of my ability as I can. And I got some ideas to kind of progress my telling and how to and things with it. So those are coming. That's another video I really want to make. A lot of people have talked about you know, some of these other how-to videos, things like adjusting the chain and other kind of real small tech stuff. And the reason why I don't really do that is not that I couldn't. It's mostly there's a ton of those videos out there, and those things, some of those only need to be a minute or two or a couple, you know, there. And there's some other channels that just they've done those well enough. I try to look for something, a topic generally speaking, that is not covered, in my opinion, well enough, and that's why I don't do some of that that real kind of really basic stuff, even though I know people are searching for it. It's just there's other channels that are doing it better than, you know, I can't add anything to it, or I can't do it better than they did. So you know what, I'm gonna let them have that view, I guess, in a way. That's how I look at it. Dave says, I don't mind watching the low budget channels. Look through the Shorties awards, and I only maybe knew 3 people on the list. What's the Shorties awards? I'm not familiar. Is that kind of like Mashable's Streamy or what do they call it? They have some kind of online. They've been doing that since like 2009 or 10. It's some YouTube award thing. Huh? Never heard of it. I guess. Is it a good whatever it is? Is it a good place to go find good small up and coming channels? Because I'd like to check it out. Um, Speaking of that, and I wouldn't call him an up. Well, he could be called an up and comer, and I have no connection to him, but I've lately been watching a channel called Bare Metal Hot Wheels, and doing like Hot Wheels car restoration, like mainly um, early red line era, 68 through maybe late 70s, whenever they stopped doing that kind of thing, and just customizing like Hot Wheels cars and things, and that kind of segues into some of my model building. I never thought about using something like this as subject matter, because if you follow me, I do like to do things like that, and that's some more content. I got some model building that I want to do, a specific one, and I got a good friend, a longtime friend that I want to kind of somehow try to involve him in that, just from an outside perspective. He won't be in the garage with me, but I'm not going to lay it on too much, but because the project has him in mind, so kind of want to get his take on it. But anyway, that's one thing too. Also, a little bit of collaboration is in the works. Kind of another YouTube channel friend that I've known on YouTube, and we've conversed off and on throughout the years, is Matthew at How to Motorcycle Repair. Now his channel is way bigger than mine. I think he's 50,000 subs or something like that. And I know a lot of watch that. He makes some very good content centered around motorcycle tech too, like me, but more modern stuff. And he does some good stuff. We want to do some collabing, or I want to do some collabing with him. I have in the past. My carburetor video was one where we've directly done, but like do one of these live streams, but it's me and him, and we converse and take questions. And I don't know, I haven't really thought exactly it all the way through. So something like that is I got. And then also I do have an idea with a music creator. He's an artist, musical artist that I kind of want to bring on. And yes, it would be something like a podcast, only I don't know. I think we do it over Skype, and I run it through OBS like I'm doing here, and it'd be us here and here, and we could you could see our faces and then interact through the chat. I don't know. I haven't got through all the logistics. It's just a thought I had. Anyway, Dave says I inherited a Lionel train set from '52 that needs the Hot Wheel treatment. Oh yeah, that's great subject matter. Or a little restoration thing. I mean, if you watch this particular toy restoration, I mean it's different, but kind of some of the same rules and things you have to think about would apply. I've thought about actually making a separate video about, because I do get this question quite a bit through email, on my mostly on my website. I get a question about how do you go about starting, getting started, and what are some of the pitfalls to avoid when you're getting started, and I think I'll save that for the video, of what I do, when I start a project or think about a project, what goes through my mind. I think that might be another video. I think that would be something people would like. But yeah, I mean, honestly, on here, I think of this like a podcast with video. I don't really listen to podcasts. I listen to podcasts that get uploaded to this, uploaded to YouTube, because I don't really like going off platform all that much. Just because I like like I said, love-hate relationship with YouTube, but overall I love it more than I hate it, and I like in general like the ecosystem, and within my niche here with creators like you and such, I like the community aspect here. That's why I loathe Facebook, but I know I should do better on there interaction wise. But their algorithms and things just aren't conducive to the type of community I like here on YouTube. Even though the comment sections get dirty on certain types of videos, but you know what? Not on our kinds of videos necessarily. I mean, yes, there's the safety Nazis out there, but after that, it's good discussion and whatnot. And that's why whatever I do, it'll be here. And speaking of that podcast, like I said, I got an idea. I haven't even contacted this creator. He's not on YouTube. Like I said, he's a musical performer. He's a musician, artist. He's released several albums, um, and he's had stuff played on the radio. He's an acquaintance, I'd say. I can't really call him a long time. He's an acquaintance I've known for a long, long time. I can't say that he's a good friend because we never were that close, but we knew each other. We've known each other all this time, kind of thing. And like I said, I don't want to give much away anymore than that because I don't know if this is going to happen. I gotta contact him. It's just something I've thought about, but it's something that I'll do on here on this um, on my channel. Just like I said, it's not going to be motorcycle related, but I don't really care. I'm about content creation. And shoot, my chair that I'm just sitting on must have lost it. You hear that creak and such. I need to quit fiddling with things. Well, I got off topic there, but yeah, YouTube podcasts or and things. Yeah, I want to do some of that on my own. I watch plenty of other ones and enjoy about all kinds of subjects. Yes, they're generally more tech science and making. I mean, mostly kind of making type things, and that's because that's what I like to do here, just show off my hobbies and what I like to do. And like I said, to circle this back around, that's what these small creators that are getting their partner program yanked out from under them, kind of takes that wind out of your sails a little bit. But if you're watching and you're one of them, just keep at it. Good things come to those who wait, and I know that may not seem like it because Google keeps changing the rules, but they kind of have to. They're a business. But there's other ways, diversifying, Patreon, donations, super chat. You can do it in the chat here for me, that little $sign, if you like. You never have to do that, but do that. If other creators are doing this, support them that way. That also brings up something is like the whole Patreon thing. I do get asked that, why don't you start a Patreon? I like to donate $1 a month or something, and and affiliate programs. Thank you for. I was trying to think of that. I do some affiliate stuff too, and yes, those do pay. Um, can pay better than AdSense. Yes, if you can drive enough traffic to them. But just different things like that. Anyway, people talked about Patreon and stuff, and actually even way back when people wondered why I didn't have a PayPal like donate link on my website. And I've gone over this before, but I know the term e-bagging would come up, but I don't consider people who use it e-baggers. Just to me, it would feel weird because then it would feel like I'm obligated to make this content, which yes, you are when to a certain extent when you kind of have those revenue streams. But and like I said, I'm making content, so why wouldn't I? But it also might take the fun out of it. I don't know. I don't know. I need to talk to enough smaller creators to see how they feel, because I don't know. I commend those that do it, and I should do it. It's just I don't want to seem like I don't want it to seem like it's too much of a job. It may seem too much like a job, which it's not. It's a hobby, and also then people might get even more critical than they already are on YouTube, because they're like, well, I gave you $1, you should be shooting in 4K, kind of comment. And now, granted, I probably wouldn't get those type of comments, but I don't know. That's just, it's an internal struggle. Because I have supported other creators and do support other creators on Patreon and things, and I've even donated through super chats here and there, a couple bucks and whatnot, just to say, hey, thank you for doing it. And maybe that's the way I need to look at it. Is most of my viewers probably that's how they intend when they give it. They're not expecting this radical change in my content or something, but I don't know. It's just something I've struggled with, going back and forth, and I know I've lost so much time on it. I could have been bringing in more revenue that could help me buy these the new camera, new editing PC. I'm gonna need one in another year. I'm hoping to get another year out of this the unit I'm using. I don't want to get off track too much, but it's getting there. It's getting there. I've done some upgrades, but it's not going to be enough for the future. But like my camera, like I said, it is HD, but it's it's like 4 or 5 years old, and I'm still using a flip cam that thing's got to be 10 years old. For some things, I don't use it a lot, but it's handy for just grab and go. So and I do budget for that stuff, and I know if I had a Patreon, I'd get there quicker, but there we go. Furwork says, I think I would feel the same way if I had a Patreon. But on the other side, I support a few people on Patreon who never posted there yet because I want to support their videos still. Yeah, and that's what I think. I think I have enough. The hardcores, that's who would give me, would support and not be miffed or butthurt if they don't start seeing the videos they think they're paying for. Maybe that's how I'm trying to word this. But you say you don't feel ripped off by them. I don't either. Honestly, the ones I have supported and do support, I did it to just keep, just to say, hey, thank you for doing it, wow, I haven't seen a flip in a while. Oh God, mine still works. I love the thing, honestly. It's it's a pretty darn good device for what it is. It's no, it's 720p, I guess. Yeah, that was one of the early ones. It's like a Gen 2, but anyway, still holds a good battery. I've taken it everywhere. I've taken it up well over 13,000, well 14,000 feet, almost close to 14,000 feet. I've mounted it to my ski, trying that out. It's had extreme temperatures. It's been wet. It still keeps going. Like I said, I want to get another type of camera like that, but honestly, I don't know what's equivalent, and I don't know what's going to last as long as it has. And it's good enough quality for what when I'm just impromptu filming, like out and about kind of thing. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's some things I need to upgrade, and like I said, the little bit I make, it keeps the website up, keeps the internet connection going, so I can do this, and like I said, pays for a few little hardware upgrade things and such, just to keep rolling. I mean, I was doing it before I was getting paid, and like I said, if I was in the boat of getting my partnership ripped from me, I'd still keep going, and I've always said that about what I've done on here. And like I said, this project that I've been working on, this big project, I'm calling it my 12-year anniversary. It was supposed to be my 10,000 sub thank you, but I reached 10,000 subs way before I even thought I was, so the project was nowhere near being finished. So I guess it's going to be an 11,000 sub thank you, I guess, because it looks like I'm pretty much going to hit 11,000 subs in maybe in a couple of days here. Anyway, like I said, you might. I'm teasing it here, but you're going to see a lot of passion. You're going to see some things I've done that I've and maybe see why I do what I do here on YouTube and why I enjoy just the internet in general, the community aspect of the internet in general. Um, I think will come out in that video, just with all the collaboration and such that I had on it and help and with it. So yeah, sucks that those small channels are in the boat they are, but it's the boat that it is. And I know everybody's thinking, oh, here's all these other platforms that are paying in cryptocurrency and all that. And I don't even want to get off on that tangent, but you know, unfortunately, there it's going to have to take a lot of offering something, and not just money, from a other video content, video on demand site, to really compete with YouTube. I mean, Facebook's been trying it for years, and they're still not there exactly with the video side of the fence. And they have sort of a partner program, but I can't get into it. I don't know if I'd want to be into it, honestly, but I keep my ear to the ground on that if it's something that would make sense to me, but I don't think it will. Um, and I've been, like I said, vested so much time in YouTube, and that's everybody else vested a lot of time in YouTube. And it's my home. It's my home. It's my main home. Other than my website, it's my main home on the internet. Because I not only create for it, I consume it, and it's given back to the community is the way it is, and that's how I look towards it. So, we're peeking over a little bit of an hour here. I didn't really expect to go this long, but kind of got on a roll. I don't know, unless somebody's in the chat wants to ask a last little question here, or something you want me to comment on, opinion, or whatnot on the whole situation. I'm going to probably call her quits, call it a night here, and go inside, warm up just a bit. And you know what? I'm going to see you guys on Monday when that video drops. So I thank everybody for watching. I thank all my subscribers. And support them small channels. I think there's some hashtag going around on Twitter if you're on there. I think it's like small YouTuber or something of that nature. Use that. Tweet out your favorite channels. To help them out. Help out these small channels. They need it. I'm going to do whatever I can, what little I can. I don't have much presence, but help them out, guys. So, alrighty, this has been Junkman. I appreciate you watching. Thanks. I'm out.